please.
Cool. Everything's good. Now it works. Now it works.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. Everyone, please mute yourself.
Oh, so you don't talk. Yeah, they can.
All right, everyone, just 1 second and we will start up. All right, everyone, welcome to the 187th District Court. I believe today is Wednesday. Let's keep it as a Wednesday. Let's not try to turn it into a Monday. These are the rules for the 187th District Court. If you are at the Bexar County Jail, 1, don't use your mask as a chin strap because that doesn't protect anyone. Make sure you cover your nose. It's not so much for you, but for the other people who are around you. I know some people don't think COVID exists or that it's over. I'm not a medical doctor. I say better be safe than sorry. You are not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back. You're not allowed to use the chat box to try to pick up dates. If you do that, you will be sent back. And I know you probably asked yourself, why would she say that? Because it's been done before. So if you want to pick up a date, you need to do that on your own time. This is everybody's time who is here, so don't do that. To all the attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, you need to put that agreement in the chat box to Norma Ferguson. She's the court coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. No matter how small you think the agreement is, send it to her because she will need to get paperwork to your client. If your client is on bond, we will need your client's email address. Just to all of the persons who are here accused, you will not hear your name called. You will hear your attorney's name called. If you do not hear your attorney's name called, just relax. Your attorney is probably Zooming in another courtroom. They will get a chance to speak with you. Your attorneys will be invited to go to a breakout room. If your attorney wants you in the breakout room, your attorney will request you for the breakout room. So when I send your attorney to the breakout room with the prosecutor, don't say, hey, am I supposed to go to that breakout room? If your attorney has not requested for you to go in the breakout room, you will not go to the breakout room. Attorneys, this is the order in which you'll appear. If you see that your name is low on the list and you wish to go to another court, you may go to another court. However, if your name is called and you're not here, you will be moved down to the list. Terry Carter, Albert Gutierrez, Sergio Ibarra, Juan Aguilera, Cesar Montalvo, Leo Gonzalez, Laura Lefton, George Schaefer, Ed Bartolome, Kyle Simpson, Richard Garcia, and Sonny Middleton. Is there any attorney's name that I've missed?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Dennis Marino, I know you're here as a witness.
Judge, I have a matter before the court also.
Okay, Dennis Marino. Anyone else? All right, I'm going to open up the breakout rooms. It will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you to that room. All right, attorneys, there are more of you than there are prosecutors, so please be patient when you go to a breakout room. Think of it as the doctor's office. When the nurse calls you back, you're not actually seeing a doctor. You're getting your blood pressure and your weight checked. So Terry Carter, who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have Mr. Patrick Benson, family violence.
All right, and that everyone can please do exactly what Ms. Carter did. Give me your client's name and whether or not they're family violence or criminal trial division. I can tell she's been in this court a lot before.
And I finally made it to the first attorney on the list.
Hey, you're awesome. All right, I'm sending you to breakout room number 2, Albert Gutierrez.
Stephen Colson, Your Honor, family violence. We're
I'll
here.
send you to breakout room number 3,
Thank you.
Sergio Ibarra.
Christopher Caballero, and that's a CTD case, Judge.
I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 4. Juan Aguilera.
Hector Sanchez Gonzalez, CTD, and I've been dealing with Tom Nesbitt on this.
I'll send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you.
Cesar Montalvo.
Good morning, Shelley Wiley. It's a family violence case. This is a motion to withdraw.
All right, just give us a moment on your motion to withdraw. Leo Gonzalez.
Sonia Hernandez, Your Honor, CTD.
I'll send you to breakout room number 6. Laura Lufton, I know what you're here for. Just give me a moment. George Schaefer.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. Who do you have? And
I have 2 people on your docket today. Jose de Leon Rodriguez and Lazarus Chapman.
CTD or family violence?
One of them is solicitation of a minor, and I believe the attorney on that was
Is that David Lunan or no?
Oscar Salinas, I think.
Okay, well, could one of the prosecutors make sure that Oscar Salinas zooms in? And then the other one?
The other one is I'm not sure. It's an aggravated assault, Judge, so it'll be criminal trial.
Okay. I'll send you to breakout room number 7.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Ed Bartolome. Ed Bartolome.
Excuse
All
me,
right.
it's for a plea, Your Honor.
Yes, who's the defendant?
Zorita, Your Honor. She should be online, and
How do you spell the name?
just a second, Your Honor. Zurita, Zorita.
And you've received all the paperwork?
And I signed it on Sunday, Your Honor, and forwarded it. She's awaiting it. It went to Marcus. That's who I was dealing with, Your Honor.
No, I mean, the paperwork would come from the state and come to you, so it wouldn't.
I did fill it out and send it back, Judge.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to a breakout room with one of the clerks, and they'll tell you where the paperwork is.
Could I ask a favor, Your Honor? Can we do this at 2 o'clock to get all the paperwork squared away?
No,
I've
we're
got
gonna
it
see
done.
it. No, we're gonna see if the paperwork is done.
Okay.
So if the
Judge, I
paperwork
actually
is
checked
done,
earlier and I hadn't received nothing.
I emailed
Okay.
it to him.
so that means that it's probably still in your client's box. I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 1. Where is Miss Zarita?
She should have
Yes, sir.
signed on.
Annette, no, I'm sorry, it's Annette Zavala. Where are you?
I'm sorry,
Annette
Zavala. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. Let me see if she's here.
I talked to her at 8:30 and told her to sign in at 10 of, Your Honor.
She's
All
here.
right. Okay, I'm going to send you and your client to breakout room number 1. I'm trying to, yes. So Ed Bartholomew, if you'll go to 1.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm on move.
And to the clerk, if you could go to 1, please, and find out where the paperwork is. Thank you.
Thank
I'm sorry, I was told to let you.
Your Honor, it's Teresa. I'm sorry I was on mute.
Yes, you're not up yet. Kyle Simpson,
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here in the courtroom. My client is turning himself in today, and he said that he's about 10 minutes away.
okay, what is your client's name?
I'm sorry, Stephen Polisek, and it's family violence.
All right, we'll wait for Mr. Polisek.
Thank you.
All right, just let me know when he arrives.
I will.
Richard Garcia,
I'm here, Judge. My client's in the courtroom. We're just waiting for sentencing.
all right, who's your client?
Angel Cortinas.
All right, just give me a moment.
Thank you.
Sonny Middleton, who do you have?
Yes, Your Honor, I have Andrew Orozco. He's an inmate, and I've been dealing with Thomas in CTD.
I'll send you to breakout room number 9.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Dennis Marino.
Yes, Judge Daniel Stanley, CTD. I was dealing with Hunter Morris.
Okay. I'll send you to breakout room number 10. Teresa Conley.
Present, Your Honor.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Mr. Patrick Hill. We have an agreement. We were supposed to sign it and be ready this morning, but I haven't gotten any papers at all.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 11. A prosecutor will meet you there and find out where the paperwork is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Juan Aguilera, you're back. You're on mute.
And I was talking to Tom, but my client apparently has not shown up. So we're going to wait until he shows up to see what information he has for me. I've texted him and I called him. His mailbox is full. So
All right, I give everybody till 10:30.
I was going to say I may be one of those that comes back later. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, Cesar Montalvo on Kelly Wiley, it's a motion to withdraw.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm asking the court to grant my motion to withdraw. The defendant has with the terms of our employment agreement. She hired for an MTR some time ago. 1, I have completed the scope of work. 2, failure to,
Where's Miss Wiley?
I'm not seeing her, Your Honor. I did send her notice and send her the link as soon as I had.
All right, I give everyone till 10:30 to show up. So if you want to zoom out and zoom back in at 10:30, we'll see where she is.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, and Nicole Thumber, you have a case here?
Yes, I have Michelle Garcia set for a plea today with Gary Hillier as the defense attorney. He's texted me and said he's at a hearing in Atascosa. I don't know if that means virtual hearing and he's about to pop in or if that's a physical hearing, but.
Sure. All right, we shall find out. Norma, you are a co-host. Yes, Sergio Ibarra.
Yes, Your Honor. So we applied Mr. Caballero for PTD. He has been accepted. I just need to go over the paperwork with him. I would imagine that a week would be enough time to get all that done and sent to the court, but I haven't spoke to him about what his schedule is like.
All right, Norma, when do we want to call Mr. Caballero back for a PTD update?
30 days, Judge. 30 days?
Yes.
That'll be plenty of time, Judge. I think we'll have it submitted well before that.
We can come back on the 30th.
All right, June 30th. You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And Judge, I can't move to different rooms. It's not letting me bring up anything.
Okay, I don't know why that is. You're listed as co-host. Let me remove it and then place it again.
Okay.
So I removed it and now I'm replacing it again.
Yeah, can you just put me in the breakout room with Mr. Schaefer?
Okay, I'll send you to number 7.
Thank you.
All right, Albert Gutierrez, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor. I've visited with David Martin, and we have resolved on the CPS records. There's just a little confusion, but regardless whether I have picked up the copy and misplaced it, he is making me, or not picked up the copy. I will be able to pick a copy of CPS records on Friday. I have planned for after lunch. They may be ready before then, but that's the day that I'm told.
Okay, so and today is your client's plea deadline date. So what is happening?
He has rejected the plea, Your Honor. At this point, perhaps we could get an extension just in case.
Okay, why would we be extending? What's the?
One thing the plea has been rejected, Judge. One thing I haven't, I'll say this, discussed in depth as a counter, if there's even the possibility of that. But he has rejected the plea that has been made so far.
All right, Stephen Colson, where are you? I need you to unmute, please.
I'm right here, Your Honor. Sorry.
All right, Mr. Colson, your attorney is asking for an extension of this plea deadline date. Do I need to extend that for you or no? Because this is the way it works in this court. Once
I'm not too sure. It's up to him.
Nope, listen to me.
Sorry.
Once a plea deadline date has passed, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. So what that means is on the day of jury trial, if the state were to offer you something, I'm not accepting that because your plea deadline date will have expired. So it's either we're going to jury trial or we're going to a bench trial at that point. Do you understand? Because this case has been pending since July 2020. So, Mr. Gutierrez, you're asking for an extension?
Yes, Your Honor, just to be safe. I mean, I could visit with him but my preference is today I could visit with him, but my preference is to get a bit of an extension. Yes.
All right, Norma, on Stephen Colson, can you give him a reset date in 2 weeks?
You said 2 weeks, Judge?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was on the phone. And it's gonna be for just.
It's a plea deadline, an extension of a plea deadline date.
Okay, you can come back on. You can come back on the 17th, Judge.
All right, June 17th, Mr. Gutierrez, and there will be no further extensions.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you and your client are excused, and you said that the CPS records, that's been taken care of?
Yes, Your Honor. If there's a problem, which I do not expect, I will approach the court by motion, but I expect I'll have them on Friday.
Okay. All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
Thank you, you too. All right, Leo Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor, I got an offer from Tom on my case with Ms. Hernandez. If I can have a moment to speak with her, to go over that offer with her.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6 with your attorney. All right, Arlene Gay.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here with Kevin Owens, and I believe he is on. We did get the transcript. It was actually 2 court reporters, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and we just got the second transcript on this Monday. So I think that should be all the evidence in the case. I informed Judge Hurd that after I receive the transcript, that most likely we'll be filing a motion to suppress and also a motion to challenge the statute as unconstitutional as applied.
Where's
But I
Kevin
needed to-
Owens?
He's on.
Kevin Owens?
Yes, Judge.
All right, you need to show your video.
Yes.
All right, what are you setting a motion for?
Your Honor, I will review the transcript, but and use that as a basis that the statute stalking as applied to these facts are unconstitutional.
All right, Norma, can you set this for a hearing?
Yes, ma'am. How far do you want me to set it out, Judge?
Let me see. Let me get a family violence prosecutor in here. David Martin or Joe Ray Garcia, are you here?
I don't believe that this is a family
here,
case,
Judge.
Your Honor.
Isn't stalking family violence unless he's alleged
No,
to have
Your
been
Honor.
stalking some stranger?
Your Honor, I don't believe this is. But
David, is Kevin Owens stalking, is that family violence?
Let me check. Doesn't sound familiar. Oh, is this the one at the doctor's office?
Yes. I believe
allegedly,
so.
yes. Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's CT.
All right, Hunter, are you in charge of Mr. Kevin Owens' case?
What case is that, Judge?
It's an alleged stalking at a doctor's office.
I can be.
All right, Miss Arlene Gay, she wants to file, she's gonna have a motion to suppress.
Okay.
And so how much time do you all need? And she's saying that the statute as applied, she's gonna be arguing that it's unconstitutional as applied to this case, I believe. That's what she's saying. So how much time would you need?
How many incidences are we talking about, Ms. Gay?
That I don't know. What I can do is I can send you to a breakout room with Miss Gay. And if
Okay.
you all can come back and let me know. And Miss Gay, if you can let the state know sort of what your basis is, so they'll know how much time they need.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3, Arlene. Let me find you. All right, Dennis Marino.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, on Daniel Stanley.
Yes, Judge, I have an offer. You can convey it to my client. We're gonna probably take it, Judge. So if the court would give me a reset date to take care of all this stuff.
Oh, no, if you're accepting an offer, we can do the plea today.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
think.
we are,
Let you finish this. I have.
we are a working court.
And I can come
Judge,
back.
Yes, that's
I
perfect.
don't believe that,
Okay, cool. I'll put you back.
I don't believe that the state's got everything that they need right now. I think there's some things that are still.
Okay, who are you confirm with? Yes.
Hunter Judge, we have the prior judgments. It looks like we have a notice in the file. I just need to track the physical file down. It's an intake somewhere. So I sent the email.
Okay,
just need to
so
get those checked.
Yeah, let's see what happens, Mr. Marino. All right, and David Martin, are you here? Or either Joe Ray Garcia?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, we're back on this matter with Laura Lefton and her client from yesterday. Are you able to step in for, because I don't see Joe Ray on the screen.
Yeah, Joe Ray's having some car troubles this morning.
All right, Ms. Lefton, what's your client's name?
Mr. Fouad Flores, I believe he's in the room. He just needs to turn on his video.
Okay.
There he is.
We're going to go on the record, Brenna. And if everyone can please mute if you're not a part of this hearing. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 3508, State of Texas versus Fouad Flores. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
David Martin.
for the defense?
Lauren Lefton.
All right, we are here for a hearing on a modification of bond conditions. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Flores, do you have any objections with this hearing taking place by video? You need to unmute yourself.
Okay, no, Your Honor, I don't.
All right, the court entered a ruling yesterday granting the motion in part. The court had ordered that the defendant be allowed to have contact with the complainant, but only if it was supervised. The court stated that it would reconsider if the civil attorneys were to appear. And so we have Mr. Dennis Moreno. Ms. Lefton, would you like to call a witness?
Your Honor, we would call Mr. Moreno, the amicus attorney in the custody case.
All
So
right,
he
Mr.
represents the child.
Mr. Moreno, I'll swear you in, but you're an officer of the court. Could you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, and if you could state your name for the record, please.
Yes, Judge. Dennis Moreno. Judge, I'm the amicus in the civil matter 2020 CI 22330.
All right, and do you all want to proceed question and answer, or do you want Mr. Moreno to give me his report?
I'm happy to allow Mr. Moreno to give his report if Mr. Martin's okay with that.
Mr. Martin?
That's fine.
All right, Mr. Moreno, we're here, and the court has been asked to allow Mr. Flores to have unsupervised contact with the complainant in this case. Can you give the court your findings in your report?
Judge, I'm happy to. Your Honor, I was appointed in this case, I believe, January of 2021. My role is to advise the court to do what's best for the welfare of this child. There's a custody battle going on between the dad and the mom in this case. The dad, Fouad Flores, is the defendant before this court today. Judge, I visited with this child in the mother's home, and I visited with the child in the dad's home. Obviously, there are tensions going back and forth. I'll tell the court and the dad that when I first met the child The child had not seen the dad in a while because of the actions of the mother. The child expressed a desire to see his father. The father, Mr. Fuad Flores, has custody of another child for many years in his care. And this young man wanted to visit with his brother and his dad. This child is 5 years old. Your Honor, I also visited the child, like I said, in his dad's home. It's a very appropriate home for these two boys. Dad seemed to be employed. There's a good, strong relationship between dad and the child of this suit. Your Honor, previously I had already recommended to a civil court that the dad be able to visit with his son approximately week on, week off with the mother. As the court may well know, last week, dad was arrested on a charge, and I understand the allegation is he abused his child sometime in the past. No one ever made me aware of that incident. The child never described it to me. The mother never described it to me. Throughout the time from January till April, this dad was visiting with his son, and there were no concerns. I'll tell you, this court that previously judged to my involvement, and when dad had the child, this father had this child of this suit and his other son in school. They're doing very well. I talked to the school. He was an appropriate parent. Just in my opinion, just because I previously recommended this man see his son and nothing has happened since then, this child is not afraid of his father. I do not have any concerns about the welfare of this young man in his father's care.
All right. Defense, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
State, any questions?
None, Judge.
All right. So what the court will note is the first hearing we had on this case in this court was May 21st. And defense, you're saying prior to May 21st of 2021 that the defendant had been seeing his child. Is that correct, Mr. Marino?
Yeah.
And do you have any concerns for the physical safety for the child if this child were allowed unsupervised visitation with Mr. Flores?
Based on my experience, Judge, what I've seen, what I've heard, and the actions and representations from the child, Your Honor, I have no concerns.
All right, state, are there any concerns from the state with Mr. Flores having unsupervised visitation with the child?
No, I'll just leave it up to the court, Judge. Like I mentioned yesterday, I don't have enough information either way as far as some other things. So I'll let the court decide.
All right, and Mr. Marino, I'll note, Mr. Marino, how long have you been an attorney practicing on the civil side or CPS side?
In excess of 25 years, Your Honor.
And how much experience do you have in speaking with children during civil cases? Have you spoken with hundreds of children?
I am sure it's in the hundreds at this time, Judge.
I ask you these questions and it's hard for me to ask because I already know the answers because I know you and we worked on the civil side together. And how many times have you been appointed or hired as an amicus attorney to figure out the best interests of minors?
I would, as an amicus, probably in excess of 60 or more different cases, Judge. And those are, and just in my cases, they're appointed by the court. I never asked for them. And those are amicus cases, Judge. That does not include the protective service, I'm sorry, child protective services cases, and those are probably in the hundreds.
Which, for the record, to have a judge appoint an attorney on the civil side as an amicus attorney, which I've been appointed as an amicus before, that says that the court does have faith in your ability to investigate. And Mr. Moreno, do you feel that you've investigated this case in enough detail to make your recommendation to this court that Mr. Flores have unsupervised visitation.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right. If there's anything else from either side with regards to argument, if not, I'll make my ruling.
No, Your Honor.
No, Judge.
Well, based upon the report given to me by the amicus attorney, based upon the fact that the amicus attorney has told me that Mr. Flores was having visitation unsupervised with the child since January, and based upon the fact that the amicus attorney is telling me that he has no concerns for the safety of the child with Mr. Flores, then the court will alter and amend conditions to allow for no harmful or injurious contact with the child. And Ms. Lefton, if you can send me an order to that effect, please.
I believe I attached one to my motion, but if not,
No,
I'm happy-
I've already ruled on that one.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Yes, I will
Yes.
email it to Norma immediately so that the court can, or I'll e-file it also.
All right. Mr. Moreno, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for your time, sir. I appreciate it.
Judge, Ms. Lofton, you're welcome.
May I be excused?
Just one moment. So where are we headed with this case?
We did get a 30-day reset. There are some discovery issues at this point. There's, I don't believe the state's even gotten their prosecution guide completely at this point. So it was our first setting yesterday.
Okay. All right. So off docket, just make sure you stay in contact with the state so that you can have all the discovery. And I show that it's being recalled for June 29th.
Yes, ma'am. We'll see you then.
All right. You and your client are excused.
Thank you. I'll get you the order right away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, before you get started on another plea, there's a paperwork glitch, Your Honor. I'm going to have my client come in and get her paperwork signed over there. Could we do it at 2 o'clock? And they're going to send me another set.
Yes, we'll see you at 2 o'clock, Mr. Bartlett.
All right. Thank you very much. May we be excused, Judge?
Yes.
I'll take care of my paperwork. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Moreno?
Wait a minute, so am I supposed to send it to the
Yes,
deputy then?
Yes.
To Ms. Zavala?
Yes, it'll go to the deputy. She's going to come into the courtroom.
Oh,
And we'll do it that way, Judge. It'll be much simpler. She needs assistance with the computer, Judge. Thank you,
Well,
Your
let me
Honor.
ask you this, though. Has the paperwork been sent to her? Because we could probably talk her through it on her computer.
I don't know yet, Judge. I haven't heard it on mine yet either. They say I'm going to need to sign another set.
All right. Just give us a moment, Mr. Bartholomew. I'm going to
Not a
send.
problem, Judge.
All right. I'm going to send, if you and your client can go to breakout room number 2.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Ferguson, if you can go to number 2, please. Let me
Yes.
find you on the system.
Can I bring something up that's pretty important real quick?
With Mr. Bartholomew's client?
No, with Mr. Polisek.
Yes.
But Normal will need to get in contact with the pretrial services officer and have him zoom in because we have information that he may have cut off his GPS monitor this morning.
Okay.
And if we can confirm that, I ask that his bond be revoked.
Okay. All right. We will discover that. All right.
Judge, do you want to check out room first or call the GPS person?
If you can call GPS.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
In just a few minutes, or if you want Mr. Bartholomew just to come back at 2.
Oh, no, Mr. Bartolome, he can wait in number 2. So we'll know where to go with that. Dennis Moreno, Daniel Stanley, you're waiting for paperwork?
Yes, Judge, we've not received any paperwork on this case. We just got the first offer this morning, Judge.
Okay, who's sending the paperwork to Mr. Moreno? And Mr. Moreno, your client is on bond, so what they'll need is they need your client's email address.
Yes, Judge, I have it available.
All right, if you'll put that in the chat box to Ferguson Court Coordinator, and also which prosecutor were you conferring with?
Hunter Morris.
All right, they will get the paperwork ready for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you. Tom, can you let Hunter know that Mr. Moreno is accepting the offer? He's in a breakout room. All right, Sunny Middleton.
Yes, Your Honor. We're asking for one reset. There is some surveillance video missing. Tom has asked for it, but not received it yet.
Okay, let me find you on the docket. Just give me a moment.
I think I'm last.
Oh, no, and it's a Roscoe.
Yes, ma'am.
Brenda, do you see Mr. Andrew Roscoe on the docket?
It's on the recall, the first page, 5 down, I think.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Orozco, could you unmute for me, please? Mr. Orozco, press the keyboard that's at the bottom. You see the longest bar on there? Just hold it down, please. And Mr. Orozco, you need to pull up your mask.
Hello?
Mr. Orozco?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry about that, ma'am. Good morning, by the way.
Your attorney needs a reset because there's some more discovery that she's going to need. So we're going to recall you back in 30 days. So we're going to recall you back for June 29th, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, thank
All
you.
right, thank you. Have
You're
a good
welcome.
day.
You too. Have a blessed day, okay?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anton, if you could please put your email in the chat box.
Okay, Terry Carter.
Yes, Judge. I have Mr. Benson on the docket today for a PSI. I filed a verified motion for continuance this morning and have conferred with David Martin. He does not have an objection to our continuance. I requested the PSI, but not receive it until 2:15 yesterday, and there's information in there that I was not aware of. And I think in order for me to best provide a defense for Mr. Benson, as well as inform the court of the information that we've just received, I would ask that you grant our continuance and allow us a reset so that we can provide the court with as much information as possible.
Just one moment. As soon as the court coordinator comes in the breakout room, I will address your issue.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Anton Hyatt, who do you have on the docket?
Jeremy Cordova, and I adopt your argument. I haven't seen the PSI yet, even though I started checking yesterday.
No, we're not
One of my-
adopting arguments. Here's the thing. When people have, they know they have a PSI coming up, all you have to do is call probation and ask for the PSI report. If you all were in court and if we had in-person hearings, everyone knows what would end up happening is you would come into the courtroom and you would take the PSI report and you would look at it. But now it's like everybody's expecting probation to automatically send them a PSI report. If you were in court, you just walk up and get it. So review the PSI report.
I called the court clerk to see if it had been filed with the court. It was not filed yesterday. You might recall I told you I substantial attachments to send with this. I'm trying to make sure they're all included in the PSI. I have a witness who was hospitalized yesterday for kidney problems and is just unable to testify today. So I'm only asking for a week.
Everybody wait till the coordinator comes back in. George Schaefer.
Yes, Judge. May I have an opportunity to speak with Mr. De Leon Rodriguez? He should be in the courtroom.
All right, is there a De Leon Rodriguez in the courtroom?
Yes, Judge.
All right, to the courtroom. Let me see where Mr. Schaefer is. Mr. Schaefer, you can go back to number 7.
Okay.
And to the courtroom, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 7.
Yes, sir.
Vincent Callahan.
Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
Ramsey Gonzalez, you reset us 1 week. Ross Rodriguez was gonna see if they could reach an agreement on the pending indicted case. I'm on the 2 pre-indictment cases. You ordered us back here today.
All right, just give me a moment. Let me see where Ross Rodriguez is. All right, Miss Garcia, Michelle Garcia, you need to show your video. And I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. You'll be sworn in. And everyone give me a moment.
Good morning, Danny.
Hey, Ed, that book's great.
Is it? I like the one you gave me too.
I'm about half finished. It's a great history book.
That's what I thought. It's kind of interesting, some of the stuff that he included in the history.
I like it. Thank you.
That's good. Well, I enjoyed it. We'll have to do it again soon.
Okay.
All right. I know you're waiting. I'm waiting. Here we go. Hey, when my son comes to town, he wants to visit with you.
Sure.
He'll be here the 9th of June. We'll probably enjoy it. We were talking about the astrophysical stuff. That's up his alley.
I'm ready.
Plus the other issues that we discussed before. He's very well versed himself. I said it was a good lunch and very interesting.
All right.
Hello, people Snapchat.
Yeah. Norma Ferguson, are you back?
Yes, ma'am. Pretrial officer should be coming in. It's Taylor Vaughn, Judge.
All right, thank you. And Norma, on Miss Carter's client, Patrick Benson, she's asking for a reset on sentencing. Recall this next week, please.
Monday? No,
Yes.
not Monday. Tuesday. Well, they have to show up in court, right, Judge? Yes. Is that in person? It's a sentencing. Wednesday, Judge.
Okay.
If I may briefly, Judge, just address the time. I need to have, he has retained an attorney in Ohio to address some of the things that were alleged in the PSI. I don't know that a week is going to be sufficient time for him to address all of that. Can I please request more than a week?
Mr. Benson, where are you?
He is in the courtroom,
Judge,
Judge.
he's in the courtroom.
Mr. Benson, you need to come back next week. Norma, you want to put it on a Thursday?
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
All right, what day will that be, Norma?
The 3rd?
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, is it the 3rd or the 10th?
The 3rd.
Thursday is the 3rd.
All right, we'll see you back on June 3rd.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Benson, you need to be back June 3rd in person.
I'll let him know, Judge. He's in the courtroom.
All right, thank you.
And Your Honor, could I talk to Christine Newman?
Mejia,
All right.
At your convenience?
Mejia, can you give him a reset letter? He needs to sign it.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
All right,
you.
Anton Hayek, who's your client?
Jeremy Cordova, also asking for about a week reset.
All right, has your client been released? Because the last I had, he was in custody in Louisiana.
No. He, as far as I know, he's always been here in Bexar County. He's on a monitor. He's working during the day.
Jeremy Cordova, where are you?
He's at work. Your Honor, I'd have to put him on the Zoom if you want him.
No, I mean, he's scheduled for court today. He needs to be in court.
I'm sorry, Judge. I tried to resolve this yesterday. Could I be excused to have him come into court?
I'll give him to 10:30. If he doesn't show, a warrant will be issued.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Joe Bohack.
Morning, Judge. I've got Mr. Rene Rincon. He's in custody. He's got a theft enhanced case. I just need to speak to somebody in the trial division.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Judge.
Jason Goss.
Good morning, Judge. I have I have two people. I have Jacob Garcia that we're here for a discovery check, and David Martin's telling me that they still don't have the discovery, all of it yet. So I think that just needs to be reset. And then I have Michelle Garcia.
I'm sorry, who?
Michelle Garcia. It's with Nicole Thornborough. It's an insurance issue, and I believe we're going to plea.
Yes, she's in the breakout room being sworn in. And let me see.
Judge Boyd.
Yes.
You sent me to breakout room number 1, but I got kicked out.
All right, I'll send you back to number 1.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And I'm sorry, who was your other person, Mr. Goss?
Jacob Garcia. It's a family violence case. This was a check-in for discovery.
All right, where are we on discovery, Mr. Martin?
One of the items that they're looking for requested, we just haven't received the photos yet. There's issues with their ability to read the SAN exam. I'm going into the office on Friday to deal with a couple of things. So I'll be able to get the videos and everything that they're wanting and photocopy the SAN exam for them. Then we're just waiting on the SAN photos.
All right, Norma, can you recall Mr. Garcia for 3 weeks for discovery? And Jacob Garcia, are you on the Zoom? Jacob Garcia. Thank you. All right, Norma, if you can give them a 3-week reset.
June 16th.
All right, we'll come back on June 16th. Mr. Garcia, you're excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Judge, both of them are for discovery?
No, just Jacob Garcia. And that's for discovery. Arlene Gay, did you have a chance to confer on Mr. Owens?
Yes, Your Honor, I conferred with Hunter Morris and we discussed what the legal issues are going to be. And Mr. Morris said that once I file my motion, he'll have a better idea of what type of reply and also what type of hearing we'll need or how long the hearing would be.
When are you filing your motion?
Well, Your Honor, I'm going to need at least 3 weeks.
To file a motion?
Yes, Your Honor. I have to read the transcript, do everything, going on vacation, and I'm set for trial out of county next week. So.
All right, set this, Norma, set this for a month. At that time, your motion will be heard. Otherwise, it will be carried with trial.
Okay.
So, Norma, give them a month reset.
So is the court, just so I understand, is setting the hearing will be in 1 month, and if it's not filed prior to giving the state some opportunity to be ready, then it'll be carried with trial.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
June 28th. We'll do June 28th.
Is that going to be in the afternoon, Norma?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll set it for hearings on June 28th at 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Will we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
And you're up. Could I talk to Miss Newman, please? Christine Newman or Catherine Newman? Christine Newman?
Okay, who is Christine Newman?
She's just sent me the paperwork on Mrs. Zavala, Your Honor. It didn't comport
Oh,
with
you
the
mean
original paperwork.
Christian Newman? Okay, because I was
Christian, I'm
like, who
sorry.
is Christine?
I'm sorry.
racking, it's turning into Monday. I'm racking my brains out. I'm like, who is Christine?
I'm sorry, Christian. It doesn't comport with the original plea, Judge.
Thank you, Leo, because I was like, I don't know Christine. All right, we will see if we can get Mr. Newman in here.
Thank
Just
you.
give me a moment.
You can call me Alfred E. Newman, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Judge, I'm back from a breakout room.
All right, just give me a moment.
Judge, and the pretrial officer is here.
All right, just give me a moment. All right, he's going to be zooming in. And who's with pretrial services, Norma? Who's the pretrial services officer?
Hi, Your Honor, it's me.
Yes. So Mr. Polisek, I'm being told that he cut off his monitor maybe, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I did confirm with his roommate that his monitor was cut off and he is no longer at the residence.
All right, who's the attorney on this?
Kyle Simpson.
Yeah, I think he zoomed out, Judge.
He's to the courtroom. Could you have
he's in.
Kyle Simpson come forward, please?
Right here, Judge.
Thank you. All right, court is calling 2020 CR 3829, State of Texas versus Stephen Polisek. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
David Martin.
For the defense?
Kyle Simpson.
Okay, we are here for sentencing today. Is there any objection that we proceed by video, state?
No, Judge.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Right. So this hearing was scheduled to take place at 9 a.m. It is now 10:02 a.m. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have Judge via text. He said he would be here in 15 minutes. That's about an hour ago. And he also talked to my office and said he's on his way. I have been trying to contact him for the last 45 minutes and without any response.
All right, we have a witness here from pretrial services. Would anyone wish to call her as a witness?
I'll call her, Judge. The state will call Taylor Vaughn.
All right, Ms. Vaughn, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. State.
All right. Ms. Vaughn, can you just state your full name?
Taylor Vaughn,
And how are you employed?
with Bexar County Pretrial Services.
Okay. Are you part of the team that monitors GPS?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any information on the GPS monitor for Stephen Polisek?
Yes, I'm the GPS officer for Mr. Polisek. I received an alert at about 9:15 this morning that we got a strap tamper on his device. So I attempted to contact the defendant to confirm that. I wasn't able to get a hold of him, but I did make contact with his roommate who confirmed that the monitor was there and cut and the defendant was no longer at the residence.
Okay. No more questions.
All right, defense, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Vaughn, for coming in. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Your Honor. May I
All right,
beg space?
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. State,
Just ask for a bond forfeiture and a warrant issued for his arrest.
defense.
Judge, I don't really have anything to say other than, I mean, if you can give me 30 minutes, I'm still trying to contact him. You want me to just check back in at 10:30?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to grant the bond forfeiture If you're able to get in touch with him and he presents himself to the court, I'll reconsider.
Thank you.
All right. So the bond forfeiture will be granted and he'll be remanded without bond.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thanks. All right, appreciate it.
Hey, Judge.
Yes.
Oh, never mind. My question has been answered.
All righty.
Thank you.
And does anyone know about the paperwork on Daniel Stanley for Dennis Marino?
I texted Hunter and he said I will get the file from the DWI unit and then I will do it. And then he walked out of my office.
Okay. Mr. Marino, are you able to come back at 2?
I'm not, Judge. I actually have a dental appointment at 11:30. It's probably going to be long-lasting drug effects.
All
Judge,
right.
it's Hunter. I
Yes.
suspect he will be back long before that and have a.
I have in my hand the file and I have scanned the judgment, so I can get the paperwork going right now.
Ah, okay. We will get it done.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it. All right.
Judge.
Yes.
Judge,
Jason
this is
Goss?
Jason Goss. On Michelle Garcia, it looks like Gary cannot, all the paperwork was going to Gary and the court plea paperwork. Gary can't access his email, and so I need it sent to me at my email address. I put it in a chat to Norma.
Okay.
I think the paperwork has been signed by Gary and completed.
I think the plea paperwork, but
This is timeout.
they need to consent
You
to plea
all,
by
you all
Zoom.
just
and-
go to breakout room number 1 and discuss it.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you. Joe Bohack?
Yes, Judge, I need a breakout room with my client. I think we have it worked out.
Okay, and you were in breakout room number 3. If you'll go back to 3, Mr. Rincon, if you'll go to breakout room number 3, please. George Schaefer?
Yes, Judge. I've spoken with my client. I need to ask the court to allow me to reset this matter. I'm going to be filing a motion for him to withdraw his plea and move forward then on this case. I would like him to sign an affidavit to attach to a motion to withdraw his plea.
Just one moment. And who was the person who was waiting for Ross Rodriguez? That's Denny Callahan.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna send you out to breakout room number 4. Who is the prosecutor on Ramsey Gonzalez?
Morris.
All right, I'm gonna send them both to breakout room number 4. And Mr. Schaefer, do you know what grounds you are using to withdraw your plea? What are your grounds to withdraw the plea?
Judge, my client is telling me that it was a mistake on his part to enter into this plea, that he did so under threat of being locked up for an offense. I also candidly think, Judge, that there may be some mental issues with this defendant.
I mean, you can file your motion. I'll hear it. When are you filing your motion?
Judge, I'd like to get my client to my office to sign an affidavit this week, probably by next week.
All right, Mr. DeLeon?
He's in the courtroom, Judge.
All right, he's a Spanish speaker, correct?
Yes,
All right, this is what we're going to do on Mr. DeLeon. We will recall it in 2 weeks to hear your motion.
very good, Judge.
Your client will still need to be in the courtroom.
Yes,
So you need to file that motion by this week so the state will have an opportunity to review it.
yes, Judge.
All right, Norma, can you recall Mr. Jose DeLeon Rodriguez for 2 weeks?
I'm sorry, Judge, I was on the phone. Who are we calling?
Jose Rodriguez DeLeon.
For 2 weeks? We can call him back on the 16th, Judge.
All right, so we're going to come back on June 16th,
Yes, Judge.
and your client needs to appear in court.
Yes, Judge.
And your motion needs to be filed this week. Will you be able to have that filed?
I will.
Okay, so we'll put your motion as due on Friday. Is Friday enough time?
Today's Wednesday. It'll have to be, Judge.
Okay, all right, so you will file your motion on the 28th. And we'll take up your hearing on June 16th, and your client needs to be in the courtroom.
Yes, Judge.
All right.
Judge, if I
Yes.
could tell my client that he's excused.
Just one moment. If you could tell him in Spanish
Sure.
when his next court date is, please.
José. Tu próxima corte va a ser el día 16 de junio.
Ok,
Tienes que estar en la corte, ahí presente,
ok, no problema,
At 9 a.m.
a las 9 de la mañana.
no problema.
Necesito, ¿traes tu teléfono?
Sí,
Saliendo de la corte yo te hablo,
ok,
¿ok?
seguro de que sí.
Ok. Ya puedes salirte de la corte y ahorita te hablo.
Ok.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Leo Gonzalez.
Mayor, Judge,
Yes, Sonia Hernandez.
that's correct. We're ready. I believe all the paperwork's been signed.
All right, do you know if your client has been sworn in?
I do not believe she's been sworn in yet.
All right, what I'm going to do, Ms. Hernandez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. The clerks will swear you in. All right, Anton Hayek, you're back with us for what purpose?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor, and Mr. Cordova is also here.
Mr. Cordova, when the court orders you to be present, you need to be present. Do you understand? You're muted.
Yes, ma'am.
And so there is none of this, I'm at work, because you're not supposed to be at work. You would be physically in the 187 district courtroom, but for the pandemic. Do you understand?
I understand, ma'am.
Remember, when are we recalling this? Because the defense said that they did not receive the PSI report.
Kind of, but not really.
So when are we recalling this?
June 2nd.
All right, we'll be back on June 2nd.
9
And just one moment. Yes, 9 a.m. And Mr. Cordova, you need to be in the 187 district courtroom at that time. It's 300 De La Rosa, and you need to be here at 9 a.m. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, and Norma, give him the date one more time, please. You're muted. Norma Ferguson, give him the date one more time, please.
June 2nd, Judge. I'm sorry, I'm on the, it's June 2nd, Judge.
All right, so you need to be here on what day, Mr. Cordova?
June 2nd,
What time?
9 a.m.
It's 300 De La Rosa. It's on the 4th floor. Make sure you're here and on time.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused, Mr. Cordova. Mr. Hayek, do you have the PSI report?
I've just received it. I haven't had a chance to go through it yet.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. All right, anyone else ready?
Your Honor, if I could please be placed in a breakout room with Ramsey Gonzalez.
All right, Ramsey Gonzalez, is he in custody?
He's in custody, Your Honor.
All right, as soon as he's brought out, I will place you in the breakout room with him. He's not been brought out yet.
Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Callahan.
I'm here.
be in there too.
Ah, okay, just one moment.
Richard Garcia here. I'm ready on
One
my.
second, time out. Everyone. 1 second. Everybody put some patience in your pocket. I can only speak to one person at a time. I can hear several people at one time, but I'm purposely only going to hear one person at a time. So Mr. Gonzalez, 14D, I'm
Yes,
going to
ma'am,
send
Your
you
Honor.
to a breakout room with your attorney. I'm going to send you and your attorneys to breakout room number 5, and Mr. Gonzalez, you're to go to number 5.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Vincent Callahan, you've been sent to number 5. Joe Bohack, you're working on paperwork.
Judge, I'm back. We've got an agreement. I was just getting ready to nudge Norma to let her know, and there I see her there, so I'll let her know.
All right, thank you. Richard Garcia.
Judge, I'm ready on the sentencing. My client's in the courtroom.
All right, who is your client?
Angel Cortinas. It should be quick.
All right, who is the prosecutor on Mr. Cortinas? It is a possession case. Is there a criminal trial division prosecutor available, or can some prosecutor take this matter up?
I can do it, Judge. It looks like he has a family violence and a drug case.
All right, thank you. What's the cause number on the family violence case, David?
2020 CR 11203.
03? All right. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 4686, State of Texas versus Angel Cortinas. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
David Martin.
For the defense?
Judge Richard Garcia for the defendant, Angel Cortinas. He's present. We are ready.
All right, are you Mr. Angel Cortinas?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, for the record, Mr. Cortinas is in the courtroom, and this is one of the days the court is allowed to have in-person hearings. We're proceeding with sentencing by video. Any objections from the state or the defense?
No, Your
No
Honor.
objection.
Mr. Cortinas, do you have any objection with the sentencing taking place by video? I need you to say either yes or no.
No.
All right, and the court will note for the record that the defendant entered a plea of no contest on May 10th, 2021, and that was done by video. And he pled no contest to count 1. Count 2 was waived without objection. There are no applications. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find him guilty. According to the plea bargaining agreement, the defendant is to be sentenced to 4 years in prison. There are several cause numbers that will be taken in consideration. Mr. Garcia, is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, we're asking that you follow the plea bargain agreement.
All right, then the court will follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with what is caused 2020 CR 11203. It's saying that it's running concurrent. Was that case pled to as well?
That's this case, Judge.
No, this case is 2020 CR 4686. That's what I have listed as the cause number.
Oh, okay. So there's 4686 and then the other one.
All right, to the clerks, I do not have both files on Mr. Cortinas. I need 2020 CR 11203, please. Thank you. All right, we're back on the record. We're also on the record on 2020 CR 11203. Are both parties ready for that cause number as well, State?
Yes, Judge.
Defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Then I will follow your plea bargain agreement. And in cause number 2020 CR 4686, the court has previously found you guilty. The court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison, credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2020 CR 11203. Take in consideration County Court cause number 6244980, grand jury number 732928, 732929, 749976. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing under that cause number?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cartinas, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, rocks.
All right, we're going to proceed under cause number 2020 CR 11203. On May 10th, the defendant entered a plea of no contest. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find him guilty. The court found him guilty. I will follow your plea bargain agreement. Sentence you to 4 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2020 CR 4686. And there was no finding of affirmative finding of family violence, State.
I mean, it may not have just put in the paperwork, depending on who did the paperwork, but if the STIPs, I mean, have sufficient evidence of it's
listed as domestic violence.
I think the court has to make that finding.
Well, not necessarily. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
The continuous family violence, the one that I'm looking at that's in the, for the instant case is domestic violence. So that is, of course, family violence. But I don't know the first case that brought us, that made this a continuous family violence case. I don't know if those were relatives he was living with, or was this just a roommate? Does anyone know?
Try and pull up the report real quick and see.
Tom Nesbitt might know.
Okay. And then I'll read the report.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it would have to be, it
I'm
would
sorry,
have to
just
be
one
some sort
second.
of family relation to be a continuous.
Did Tom Nesbitt do the plea
George,
paperwork?
Attorney Ed Bartolome, returning your call, 210-872-1289. I am
Oh
on
my
hold.
gosh, people.
Ed's
people,
hashtagging.
Please mute yourself. Brenda, today is not Wednesday. It is Monday. It is Monday. My pockets are almost empty. I knew I should have wore a dress with bigger pockets. All right, Richard Garcia. Is
Yes,
Tom Nesbitt the one who did this plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then, of course, Brenda, as you know, my mind is a steel trap. I do remember this case, and I did find and instructed the defendant on affirmative finding of family violence on the record. And Tom stated, yes, I don't do family violence cases, so I didn't put it in there. But I did find that there was affirmative finding of family violence at that time, even though it wasn't a part of your plea bargain agreement. So there is an affirmative finding of family violence. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cortinas, I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, and because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Cortinas, good luck to you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
Mr. Garcia, you're excused. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good seeing you.
You too. All right, anyone else ready?
Hello, I'm sorry I'm late. I just saw the text message right now. The
Who are you?
I'm sorry, I'm Josephine Falcon.
Okay, I don't know why people come in under iPhones and all these different names and they just start making pronouncements as though I'm supposed to know who you are. So
I'm
wait,
sorry.
wait your turn.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me explain something to everybody. If you were physically in the courtroom, I don't think you would just walk in the courtroom and start talking during the middle of hearings and say, I'm Josephine, I'm late, everybody, here I am. So can we please act as though we are in a courtroom, because we are in a courtroom. Now, who's next? Mr. Juan Aguilar and Ross Rodriguez. What is happening with Ramsey Gonzalez?
Your Honor, I believe we have an agreement. I just need to speak with David as to that.
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4. And David, if you could go to number 4, please. Juan Aguilar.
And Judge, I was supposed to be back at 10:30 to see my client. I have texted him, I've called him. His voicemail is full or has not been set up. I've texted him several times. I haven't gotten any response from him.
All right, who's your client?
That is Hector Gonzalez, Hector Sanchez Gonzalez. Unless he's in the courtroom, which he hasn't made any kind of response. That's the only thing I could think of.
All right, to the courtroom. Is there Hector Sanchez Gonzalez in the courtroom?
No, Judge, he's not.
All right, is there a prosecutor available, please? Court is calling 2020 CR 7924, State of Texas versus Hector A. Gonzalez Sanchez. Can I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Tom Nesbitt.
For the defense?
Juan Aguilera.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:28 a.m. Mr. Hector Sanchez Gonzalez has not been on the Zoom screen. To the courtroom, has there been a Hector Sanchez Gonzalez in the courtroom at all today?
No, Judge, he has not.
State, I'm sorry, defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have previously had contact with him. I've actually had voice conversations with him, text conversations. He was here at the last hearing, and he was supposed to get me some police report. But so he's been responsive. I just don't know what happened this morning. I'm hoping something didn't happen to him. He wasn't in an accident or something like that, or maybe his family was involved in something. He does have kids. I'm not sure right now. A lot of the things are going on where they're having school activities. I'm not sure exactly what the situation was. He's been cooperative. He is not a person that he doesn't have a long criminal history, so he's not the kind of person that's just going to play the system. So if I could, I'll try to locate him. Hopefully I can get a hold of him. I have an email address that I sent the email to him to contact me. So hopefully I'll get some kind of response from him.
All right. Are you able to come back at 2?
Yes.
All right. I'll give your client till 2 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you. May I be excused?
Yes.
Judge Callahan,
Yes.
we have an agreement on Ramsey Gonzalez. I'm on the pre-indictments. They're going to be TIC. May I be excused to the 175th?
Yes. So then Ross, are you handling the plea?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, you may be excused, Mr.
Thank
Callahan.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Teresa Conley, I've been in the breakout room for an hour and a half, received no papers at all. Mr. Hill's on the other line. He's the same way.
All right.
I don't know your email address. What is your email address? I've been needing it since yesterday.
I sent it. I'll send it again.
All right. Let's do this. Let's, can you put your email address in the chat box, Ms. Conley?
I'm doing it again, Your Honor. I did it yesterday, but I'll do it again.
And your client's email address as well. All right, Cesar Montalvo.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is my client on. They asked me to come back here at 10:30.
All right, and what is your client's name, please?
Her name's Shelly Cherie Wiley.
All right, Shelly Wally, where are you? All right, I'll hear your motion as soon as she makes an appearance, but court is calling 2019 CR 0437W, State of Texas versus Shelly Cherie Wiley. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Garcia.
For the defense?
Compatible for Shelly Wiley.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:33 a.m. There has not been a Shelly Cherie Wiley on the Zoom screen. Deputy Mejia, has there been a Shelly Cherie Wiley in the courtroom at all today?
No, Judge.
Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Your Honor, the last time I had contact with her was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. She's currently being held in SATF. It seems like she's doing well. She's and I've spoken with her and I've sent her a copy of this motion.
Wait, are you telling me your client is in SATA?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, why don't we start with that? Because I'm thinking your client is just not showing up for court. But you're
Apologize,
telling
Your
me
Honor.
she's in Saturday and that's an inpatient facility.
Yes.
Okay, if we can go off the record, Brenda. Let me just tell everybody, I know y'all think it's Wednesday, but it's not. Today is Monday times 4. So Rebecca, can you check and see if Miss Shelley Wiley is in SATA? Because that would explain why she's not in court or on Zoom, because she's receiving treatment at SATA.
I will check, Judge. She is in SADF.
Oh, well, you know what? That explains why she's not here. Because she's receiving treatment at SATA. I would have been, you know what, if she was receiving treatment at SADF and she was in a courtroom without us requesting her, I would have been very shocked. I'm like, what would SADF be doing? All right, so she doesn't have any, what new case does she have that you're filing a motion to withdraw?
Case. This current case that she hired.
Okay, does anyone know on Shelley Wiley, does she have any other cases that I'm unaware of? Because the motion to revoke had already been heard on August 3rd, 2000. This stamp is 2020. Is there some other case that's out there other than this one?
Not in our system, Judge, not in Bear County.
All right, I'll grant your motion to withdraw, but there's no open cases. All right, thank you, Mr. Montalvo.
You have a good day. Maybe excuse.
All right, you too, yes. All right, and there's someone listed on the system because it's Monday as a dot or a period. Who is that? It is Monday, people.
Is it?
I don't know, they're listed as a dot. Not spelled out, just a dot. I've only known of one musical artist who could get away with having a symbol as their name. And they are not on the docket today.
Or anybody's docket.
So I'm like, who's listed as a dot? Kevin Stryker, welcome to Monday times 3 in the 187 District Court. But we're still going to be friendly and respectful, so I like it. Who do you have, Mr. Stryker?
Judge, I'm here on Ariana Fuentes, and I'm going to chat with Tom about a possible resolution. So I Zoom chatted him, and I can go to a breakout room if you wanted me to.
Oh, whatever you all need. If you need to go to a breakout
if he
room,
has the time, I know he's very busy. So
I'll send you to number 4. All right, and could I have one file back, please? And that is, just 1 second off, everyone. Brenda, this is the first time that I've read stipulations before we did the plea because it's a Monday on a Wednesday, and these are the stipulations.
Oh my goodness.
And so I had to read that. But I love reading, so it's good.
What room did he go to, Judge?
Oh, he got kicked out, so he's coming back in. So I'm going to send him back to breakout room number 4.
Okay.
As soon as he's able. Yep, there he is. So I'm sending him to 4. Ms. Garcia, I need you to show your video, please. All right. Court is calling 2020 CR 7604B, State of Texas versus Michelle Renee Garcia. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Nicole Thornborough for the state.
For the defense?
Jason Goss for the defense.
And are you Ms. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor. And I would like to make it clear for the record that our associate, Gary Hillier from the firm, has been the person that has reviewed all of these things with the client. I have talked over with him, and I am representing him in this capacity. So my answers will be either I or Gary Hillier has reviewed it with the client.
Ms. Garcia, do you have any objection with Jason Goss standing in for Mr. Hilliard?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and are you all proceeding on this as a 3rd-degree felony or as a state jail felony?
As a 3rd degree, Your Honor, we're proceeding with count 1 and count 3, waiving all remaining counts.
Okay, then we have an issue. And the issue we have is that the paperwork the court has received is state jail felony paperwork on the admonishments. So it should be not state jail felony paperwork.
Agreed. It should not be.
Yes. So if you all want to, what you can do is, this is the admonishments page needs to be redone to signify that this is a 3rd-degree felony.
Okay, let me sign back in on Adobe Sign and see if I can send that back around. I apologize, Your Honor.
Oh, no, here's the thing. As we're off the record, as Brenner will tell you, I'm a firm believer that things happen. Everything happens for a reason. It's still a great Wednesday, even though it has the feel of a Monday times 3. We still know that it's Wednesday, so it's going to be a great day. So as soon as you guys get that to me, we will go for it. Oh, but while we're here, this is the stips that the court received. Usually I don't read stipulations before they're admitted into evidence, but it was sent to the court by email, and I had to read it in order to be prepared to make my ruling. So is there going to be an objection that I read the stipulations before they were offered into evidence?
No, Your Honor, and we have no objection to them being offered into evidence, just for the record.
Okay. All right. So we will come back if you guys will get that paperwork done for me and we will take up your case. So. And that's the only part that I need redone. All right, let's see. Something just fell in the back and it wasn't plates, but it sounds like it was a lot of files out of the filing cabinet. Oh, that's okay. All right, who are the parties on Sonia Hernandez?
Tom and what's that?
Leo.
Leo.
Brenda, I think this is one of those days where, you know, you wish you could like go back to bed and start all over again. All right. Court is calling 2021 CR 4082A, State of Texas versus Sonia Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Tom Nisbet.
for the defense?
Leo Gonzalez.
And are you Sonia Hernandez? If you can unmute for me, please. Just press the space bar. It's the longest key on the keyboard and hold it down for me, please. All right, are you Sonia Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state or the defense?
None from defense.
State, any objections? State, any objections?
No, Judge, sorry.
Mr. Hernandez,
Sorry.
I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. If you review that document with your attorney, did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you the acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you proceeding on the, I'm sorry, counsel, are you waiving the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
The indictment, yes.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, because it's getting noisy on your end, I'm going to need you to mute and unmute yourself when I ask the question or anyone asks a question of you. If you could unmute, answer, and then mute yourself again. I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
All right, for some reason, this is listed as a third-degree felony, but I have state jail felony paperwork.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Judge. Then yes, we're proceeding on the lesser included of less than a gram.
All right, any objections to proceeding on the lesser included? Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That's fine. I'll take that. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Hernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, off the record for a moment. Ms. Rincon is coming to breakout room number 1. If the clerk could go to breakout room number 1 and please swear in Rincon and also Annette Zavala. Back on the record, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram. They're asking that you be punished to 90 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44 of the Penal Code. There are no applications, and they're asking that you receive credit for any time served. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, that is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
The state offers Exhibit 1 as attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call them, the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And the court will find you guilty of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge, under section 1244A.
All right. Defense, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then Ms. Hernandez, I'm going to sentence you to 90 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244 of the Penal Code. Give you credit for any time served. Is this intended to be a judgment satisfied or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Court will note that the judgment is satisfied. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, good luck to you. And we can go off the record. Ms. Hernandez, if you have a drug problem, there are plenty of places where you can get help. If you continue on the route you're going, what's going to end up happening is you may find yourself spending more time in custody, or worst case scenario, you get a bad batch of drugs and you end up in the ER and don't make it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Hernandez. Thank you for your patience, Mr. Gonzalez. You all are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Enjoy the rest of your Monday times 4.
Thank you. All right, who are the parties on Renee Rincon?
Bohack and Tom.
All right.
I'm here, Judge. I'm sorry. I couldn't find myself on all the faces in Zoom here.
Okay, sure. All right, to the clerks, I'm sending you the documents on Michelle Garcia. It's the admonishment paperwork. So if you all can take care of that, please, and swear the defendant in. So Ms. Garcia, if you'll go back to breakout room number 1, please. Mr. Cox, who do you have with us?
Yes, ma'am, Judge. I have it's like a Berlin Thomas is an ag assault, Judge, case number 2021 CR 4512. And I was just appointed this week. He has another lawyer. He has another case that's set. And on my case, I'm gonna need I'll need time to look at the discovery.
Okay, just give me a moment. Just 1 second. Court is calling 2021 CR 4323, State of Texas versus Renee Rincon. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Tom Nisbet for the state.
For the defense?
Joe Bohack for Mr. Rincon, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Rincon?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. Yes, I am.
All right. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state or the defense?
No objection.
Mr. Rincon, did you sign a document and review a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did it.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rincon, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waive, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Rincon, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, like I was telling you, that attorney, like, what the hell, what the hell happened?
Did you understand what you're charged with is theft under $2,500 enhanced as a state jail felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has been cooperative, yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rincon, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am a U.S. citizen.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 40 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44 of the Penal Code. You're to receive credit for time served and there are no applications. Is this going to be a judgment satisfied?
That
Yes,
is our
Judge.
understanding, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rincon, did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
I believe it is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have been no such motions filed, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead, Mr. Rincon? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
State Office Exhibit 1 in attachments.
Any
No
objections?
objections.
Mr. Rincon, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you have a chance to review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
I did understand.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, we waive our PS, son.
All right, the court will follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence you to 40 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44 of the Penal Code, give you credit for any time served, and the court will show that the judgment is satisfied. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, I do understand, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Rancone, here's my speech to you. You can make a decision on whether or not you want to spend the rest of your life in and out of prison, in and out of the Bexar County Jail. That's completely up to you. But at some point, you're going to break into or go into the wrong backyard and something is going to end up happening. Here's the thing. You want something, get a job, work for it. Don't take what does not belong to you. People who work hard for what they have, surprisingly, and I say that sarcastically, surprisingly, they don't like people to take things of theirs that they've worked hard to get. If there's a drug issue that you have, guess what? You can go and get help. It's all free. If there's an issue where maybe you need it to survive for food, guess what? There are churches you can go to. There is the San Antonio Food Bank. They are always willing to help. So good luck to you, Mr. Rancone. And when you get out of jail, I suggest you stay out of trouble, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll stay out of trouble.
All right, good luck. Norma, 14I can go back.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anyone else ready with paperwork?
Judge Dennis,
Yes.
more on behalf of Mr. Stanley. All
Yes.
paper could be turned in, Judge.
All right, I believe your client may have not signed the paperwork because I don't have any of it.
I'll check with, he said to send it back, but I'll check with him right now.
Okay, thank you. Kevin Stryker?
Judge, Tom has, and I have talked. I've talked to Ms. Fuentes. I think we're close. He's wanting a counter offer, and I was just seeing if I can get 1 week. Just this time next week. And if we have it worked out between now and then, I can actually have him file the paperwork so we can actually be ready to go.
All right, and this is Ariana Fuentes?
Fuentes, yes, Judge. Just
All right,
maybe-
where is Ariana Fuentes?
She was, when I called her, she got kicked off as soon as I called her to talk. And so she was on there for a while. So she should have been checked in. I can call her to get her back on. Just one second.
Okay, she's the one who appears with the dot as her name?
I don't know that. But let me just double check, Judge, and I'll have her.
Hello?
Get back on. Oh, there she is.
All right, are you
It
Ariana
is.
Fuentes?
Yes, ma'am. It just kicked me off because I answered my attorney's call.
No, I mean, it kicked you off because you're signed in as a dot, so maybe that's why.
How do
All
I
right.
change that? Like, how do I fix that?
I'll
If
let you know.
All
I'll
right,
let you know.
thank
Ms.
you.
Fuentes.
All right, so you're asking for a week.
Just 1 week, Judge.
Norma, on Ariana Fuentes, can you recall this for 1 week, please, for a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
June 2nd. And thank you, Tom, for your time.
Oh, defense is requesting June 2nd.
That's
Or,
fine.
well, I'm sorry, I apologize. You said June.
That's fine.
Yeah.
June 2nd.
No, I
June
can do
2nd
it
is
any
fine.
day. Okay.
All right, June 2nd is fine.
I just was saying 1 week, but any day is fine.
Thank
No,
you so much.
we're accommodating. We'll see you all June 2nd by Zoom at 9 a.m.
Thank you,
Alrighty,
Judge.
have a good day.
All right, thank you. You too.
I'll call you,
Happy
Ariana.
Wednesday.
Thank you.
All right, and on Garcia, I'm just waiting for the printout of the new papers. Scott Simpkins.
Hello, Your Honor. I'm appearing on an off-docket matter. I filed a notice of appearance and a motion to set bond on a
Oh,
2018.
we're gonna have to see you at 2 o'clock for that.
Okay.
All
Is
right.
the meeting code?
It'll be the same Zoom link.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Judge, can you put me in a breakout room with Dennis Moreno?
Yes.
Please. Thank you.
Dennis Marino, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 9.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, now, Mr. Cox, on your case, what is your client's name?
Last name is Thomas. I saw him on the I think it's Balin Thomas. He's on the screen now, Judge. It looks like
DeMille.
That's
All right, Jamil Thomas.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Thomas, your attorney was recently appointed to you, and I saw that he was appointed
on Friday.
on Friday. So what we're going to do, because your attorney needs time to look at all of the discovery, I'm going to recall this for June 29th. And Mr. Cox, if you want it on the docket sooner than June 29th, just let the court know. But that's a must reset date for y'all.
Okay, Judge.
Do you need to
Okay.
speak with your client?
Yes, ma'am, in the breakout room if I can. And then, Your Honor, did you show another attorney on another case? Does he have a second case?
That attorney, he had a theft case, theft of
Correct.
person, and he has aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Correct.
So that attorney, I believe there was an attorney on the theft case, but he asked to be
Okay.
withdrawn. So you
I'll
can be on all
both.
cases.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, thank you. All right, yeah, because you sent me into breakout room with him. Thank you, Judge.
All right, and after you finish in the breakout room with your client, if you'll bring him back to the main room, please.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Thomas, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 with your attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Judge.
Just one moment.
No problem.
Okay. All right, yes. Who's calling me?
Hi, Miss Hunter. I'm working on Miss Connolly's paperwork for Patrick Hill. The email address that was provided for Mr. Hill was undeliverable. So if Miss Connolly could provide me a new email address, so I could fix the paperwork.
All right, Teresa Conley, I need you to go to breakout room number 3 and provide the appropriate email address for your client. So I'm sending you to 3.
Your Honor, my approach.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.
Your Honor, if I could please get placed in a breakout room with my client, Mr. Ramsey Gonzalez. I just want to make sure he filled out all the plea paperwork correctly, Judge, so we can have a plea hearing, Judge.
All right, if you'll go to number 6 and Mr. Gonzalez, if you'll go to 6.
Thank you,
You
Your
have
Honor.
the paperwork on.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Michelle Garcia, Garcia.
Judge, this is Roger Pettis. Could I be in a breakout room with Norma for a minute?
Just one moment.
Your Honor, may I approach the court? This is Dennis Moreno.
All right, the people who are on Michelle Garcia, all of the paperwork, none of it by the defendant has been signed on the admonishments portion. So if we could get that signed, we will take it up. Mr. Moreno, I greatly appreciate your patience. I really do.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have an 11:30 dental appointment.
I know, we're gonna let you do your dental appointment. But here's the thing, has the paperwork been done or no? Where's the paperwork?
Yes, ma'am. I think all the paperwork is, the last thing is being sent by my client and everything else has been signed, Judge.
All right, Mr. Moreno has a dental appointment. Are you able to come back tomorrow, Mr. Moreno? Just say yes, because today is Monday on a Wednesday. Or either we can do it this afternoon.
I don't think I'll be available this afternoon, Judge. It's a painful matter. But tomorrow, it is possible, Judge. Just know I start a trial at 10 tomorrow, so.
All right, if you are here tomorrow at 9 a.m., we will take you up first thing at 9 a.m. But we need to make sure all the paperwork is done and your client needs to be sworn in.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't want you to miss your dental appointment. Sometimes those are very important. And to the clerks, do you have the file on Daniel Stanley?
Judge, this is Roger Bettis, my approach.
Yes.
I wanted to visit with Norma for a quick minute. I think it's a matter that can be reset based on the lack of the drug test.
Okay, well, the only person who can give you a reset is me, but I'll send you to a breakout room with Miss Ferguson.
Judge, it's a pre-indictment case. We don't have any pre-indictment hearings, Judge.
Yes. So there you go.
Okay, great. So then I can head on.
Yes.
Thank you.
Who's your
I
client?
just got this note at 6 o'clock yesterday about.
Who's your client?
Solano, Solano, Solano.
All right, you're here for a PR bond setting. There was a request for a PR bond. That's why you're here.
Oh, okay.
Your client requested a PR bond.
All right, well then I will, can I be in a conference room with him or breakout room with him?
Let me see. Yes. I'll see you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, the paperwork for Michelle Garcia was sent around, signed by the defendant, and is sitting with the clerk right now. On the Adobe sign, it shows it's sitting with the clerk.
Okay.
And I've conferred. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Mr. Cox, you are excused.
Thank you.
Does that mean I'm excused, ma'am?
Just one moment, please.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's my client, Judge. That's Tom.
Yeah, just give me a moment. I'm signing documents, so therefore I can't see the screen while I'm signing documents. So Norma, could you let 14J know that he's excused? Mr. Cox, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Kevin Stryker. He shouldn't still be on the screen.
Judge, he's also listed on the recall. Kevin Stryker.
Okay, awesome. Justin Rivas.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi,
Yes, Your Honor.
we're just,
Yes, Your
I'm
Honor.
sorry, we're just waiting, Mr. Rivas, we're just waiting
Yes,
for
Your
your
Honor.
attorney.
Okay.
And to everyone else, as soon as the court has the paperwork, the court will take up your matter. And Ms. Garcia, have you been sworn in again on the new paperwork? Michelle Garcia, could you unmute for me, please?
I'm sorry, but
Have you been sworn in again by the clerks?
no, ma'am, not for the new paperwork.
All right, if you'll go back to breakout room number 2, please, so they can swear you in.
Yes, ma'am.
And Dennis Marino on Daniel Stanley, are you able to come back tomorrow?
Judge, yes, I can make it back tomorrow, Your Honor.
All right, we'll have you first thing tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you for your patience. Happy Monday on a Wednesday.
You too. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Judge, my client is excused also, correct?
Yes, he just needs to be back by Zoom tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Is this the same Zoom assignment, Your Honor?
No, you'll receive a different link.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Everyone, the court is taking a break at exactly 12 p.m. So anybody, if your paperwork is not done by that time, then we will be taking a break and we will see you at 2.
Your Honor, it's Teresa Conley.
Yes.
With an update, I did just get the papers and forwarded them back to Hunter, and he sent them to my client, so we should be real quick. I signed Norma's papers and sent them on as well. Hopefully we'll make it by 12.
Well, I mean, if not, we'll see you all back at 2.
Judge, this Hunter.
Yes.
I fixed the email on her client, so he should have gotten the plea paperwork, and I think the court already has signed discovery, so we're just waiting on Mr. Hill to go over his plea paperwork.
All right, thank you.
Can I go in a breakout with Mr. Hill, please?
Your client is not on the Zoom screen.
Or he's been on, I might have fell off.
So, when your client comes on, you can go to breakout room number 3 and I will send him to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, and I sent you a chat.
Thank you, Rebecca. All right, Josephine Falcone, where are you?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
All right, Josephine Falcone, we have some issues to address with you.
Okay.
All right, so probation wants to extend your probation because you're not following through on what you need to do. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
So the issue is you're not paying fees, but you're able to do marijuana. Now, I do understand that sometimes people will share marijuana and don't charge for it, but usually at some point there's a fee for that. So you can't be using marijuana. And it sounds like you have a child in the background. That's another problem. You can't be doing all of that and still not paying your fees. And you're not supposed to be using marijuana at all anyway. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I realized that I did make a mistake. It was a one-time.
Nope, it wasn't a mistake. You made a choice. So let's use proper terminology.
I did choose to use. I put myself in a situation that I shouldn't have, and I did choose to use. I don't spend money on it. This child right here, she's my niece.
Well, I don't even know why someone would allow you. And this is me, straight talk. I don't know why anyone would allow you to babysit a child. Let me ask you, and you should be turning down options of babysitting a child. And I know, as a matter of fact, if I place you on probation, my rules for placing you on probation is that you're not to have any employment as a home health care provider or any employment where you supervise children. And let me ask you a question. Let's say that I'm the Black Mary Poppins. Everybody wants me to babysit their children. You want me to babysit your niece. I spend some time with your niece. You think I'm great. Your niece loves me. And you say, we want to hire you for the job. And as you're getting ready to hire me, I say, well, I just want to let you know I use marijuana. Would you still hire me? Unmute yourself.
No, ma'am, I agree
And
with
so
you.
you would not be hiring me, but yet and still, here you are sitting on a couch, and somebody who obviously doesn't 100% care about their child, because they wouldn't be letting someone who's doing supervise their child. And you have not been doing what you're supposed to be doing on probation. I understand when people can't pay fees, but you're not paying fees and you're doing marijuana. That doesn't happen in this courtroom. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And honestly, I'm hearing a child who sounds like a toddler. Because somebody who have children help me out. Is that a toddler cry? That is not like a 1-year-old or I'm sorry, that's not like a 3-year-old. So that's an issue. So Rebecca, this is what I want to done with Ms. Falcone. I'm going to extend you. And so we can be clear, you are not allowed to babysit anybody's children, whether you're being paid or not, until you prove to me that you should be babysitting a child.
Okay.
Period. And are you employed or no?
Right now, no. I was gonna start working for my dad, but
People always or was going to do instead of doing it. So how are you supporting yourself?
I'm receiving unemployment right now, ma'am.
So basically what ends up happening is that people who are working are supporting you. Okay, so here's the thing. You're going to get a job because I'm extending you. You're going to pay for every one of these fees. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are not babysitting anymore, because it seems to me that I'm going to have to run a child protective services court while I'm at it to protect children from people who should not be babysitting children. And you're going to provide a drug test today. So you need to pick up the phone, call that child's mother, and tell her that it's not appropriate for you to be babysitting that child. And you're going to do a UA today. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Rebecca, I'm extending her by 2 years. I want a UA today. And I want in her conditions, so it can be very clear, she's not allowed to be a babysitter. She's not allowed to supervise any minor children, period.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to send you to a breakout room, and probation will go over conditions with you. And let me explain something else to you. Sometimes people will take things out on children. You don't appear that you're someone that will do that. So don't get upset with the child. Don't start talking to the child saying, if only you would have been quiet, she never would have known. Because trust
no, ma'am, I wouldn't do that.
All right, so I'm sending you to breakout room number 5, and probation is going to go over new conditions with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Rebecca, are you able to move throughout the rooms?
Yes, ma'am. Did you want to go over the other one as well? I sent you
Yes.
on the chat.
And who is the other one? It is Samuel Cisneros. Let me pull you up, Mr. Cisneros. All right, Mr. Cisneros, this is where we are with you. You did not qualify for the treatment facility that I wanted to send you to. And so now they're saying the only thing that you would qualify is for safety. And you're saying you don't want to go to safety? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you're on deferred adjudication for aggravated robbery, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know what the range of punishment is for that?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the range of punishment?
5 to life.
Yes. So here's the thing. You need treatment.
I
You're going to SafeP. You can either go to SafeP. If you don't want to sign to go to SafeP, that is fine. Probation will then file a motion to revoke. They will ask me to sign it, and we will hear that. And if I find the allegations in the motion true, maybe I'll continue you, or maybe you may go to prison for up to life for $10,000 fine. So it's completely up to you. Those are choices that we make. Everybody has choices to make in their life, and then they have to deal with whatever the consequences are.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what do you wish to do?
I was sitting here waiting on this program patiently. I've been here 4 months already. I was hoping they would pick me up anytime soon. I was trying to do the program, but I also have kids out there that need my support right now.
Your children.
And I understand I'm the one that put myself here.
Let me tell you the reason why you're going to inpatient treatment. I don't send people to inpatient treatment because, hey, it's something to do. It's because they have a drug or alcohol problem.
Regular.
It's because they have a drug or alcohol problem. You will be no good to your children if you are using. The only way that you haven't been using is because you've been at the Bexar County Jail. Let's be honest. If you were not at the Bexar County Jail, more likely than not, you would be using. Here are choices you have to make. You can either go to SafeP, or probation is going to end up filing a motion. I mean, Rebecca, you can see if felony drug court will accept him, but I don't think he will qualify for felony drug court.
I think I already do. You had already scheduled felony drug court for me when I got out.
And what happened with that, Rebecca?
I haven't got out of jail yet. I've been here sitting 4 months.
Rebecca, what happened with that, with the felony drug court?
I'm going to open up his case, Judge.
And then after this, I have the paperwork on Miss Garcia, so we're going to take that up. Mr. Stryker? Kevin Stryker? Oh, you're on mute.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have Justin Rivas. What is happening with the out-of-county issues?
I do, Judge. We have an attorney, Ms. Muniz, appointed to him on his felony case for Harris County. Okay. And she's in the process of trying to work things out there. We have not, however, heard about anything. After some investigation, I discovered also, if you remember, Judge, that he has some pending cases out of Brazoria County. Unfortunately, Brazoria County, which is a much smaller county, runs very slow. I don't practice much in Brazoria County, but they run very slow. So those are going to still take a little bit of time, I would imagine. So now they might take so much time that they might not interfere with him doing any treatment program, and I can let them know if he wants to go into whatever treatment program they're going to do. But if it's literally they have to not be around anymore, the Brazoria County cases, I'm optimistic on a quick resolution on the felony in Harris County. The Brazoria County case, I just can't make any promises because it just takes it's slow in Brazoria County.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. because we have the pending motion of the new number one, which is the Harris County case. I'm going to reset this in 30 days for a contested hearing, and we'll be going on the Harris County matter.
And Judge, just for my information, with the Brazoria case though, would that keep him from being able to, if we get the Harris County matter resolved, can he, with the Brazoria County matters, keep him from doing the program?
Well, if you do me a favor and if you check with felony drug court
I'll do that.
and see if they will still accept him with that pending. Usually they won't, but I know they've already looked into him. And let me just tell you right now, he needs treatment like right now, I can tell.
And Judge, he's okay with treatment. I mean, it's just a matter of, and I don't think, I know in Harris County, he can do the treatment and they will not be bond forfeiting him. There was nothing. So if they're willing to take him in and do the treatment and do the program, Harris County would not interfere with that at all. I can almost guarantee you that. I'm probably pretty sure Brazoria wouldn't either. It's just, if they need it resolved, Brazoria County, again, I have limited experience in Brazoria County, but what I do know in my contacts with them is it just is slow. It's one of those smaller counties in the outskirts, and all those small counties take forever for these type of cases. This is it's a misdemeanor cases that happened before he went on probation, but still, they're just sitting there. And so it just takes a long time for those misdemeanor cases. And they're BMVs, so you're not just going to dismiss them. It's not like a marijuana charge.
All right, just give me a moment. I'm going to see if we can get somebody in so we can get your client some help right now, and then we'll figure everything out. So just give me a moment.
Yes, Judge.
All right.
Judge, on Cisneros, it doesn't look like probation referred him to the felony drug court. They did the setup and he didn't qualify, and then they did the report to you asking for safety.
All right. Do a referral to felony drug court. He's to remain in custody. And if he doesn't qualify for felony drug court, he's going to safety. If he doesn't want to sign up for either program, then he will be
Your Honor,
subject to a motion to revoke.
you don't think I could do some outpatient?
No. I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody here. If we could all make our own program and do well on it, we wouldn't be here now. Everyone is here because they can't do their own program. So I'm sending you to breakout room number 5. Probation will meet you there.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rivas, just give us a moment, please.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are the parties ready on Michelle Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right.
Judge, do you want me to wait to go to the breakout room or?
Oh, no, go ahead and go to the breakout room because there's a female and a male in that room. And
okay, that's why I was checking.
Yeah, there's nobody to supervise.
Your Honor, it's Teresa Conley. We're ready as well.
As soon as I receive paperwork, we will go on that.
Signed by Mr. Hill.
As soon as I receive paperwork on it, we will go on it.
Thank
But
you.
I'm taking a break at 12.
Judge, this is Roger Pettis. May I have a moment?
I'm in the middle of doing a plea. Just give me a moment.
Sorry.
No problem. Court is calling 2020 CR 7604B. We're back on the record. Are both parties ready? State defense?
Yes, Nicole Thornborough for the state.
Jason Goss, defense.
All right. Where we left off, the defendant has stated that she has reviewed the true bill of indictment and understands it. Defense, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We're proceeding on count 1 and count 3, both third-degree felonies, and waiving all remaining counts.
Any objections to the waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you
Fucking
what's
court.
entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so the record is clear. The court previously found that the defendant had knowingly and voluntarily consented to plea by video, and the court found that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you electronically sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what you're charged with in counts 1 and 3 are insurance fraud, $30,000 and $150,000, and fraudulent use of possession of identifying information, 5 to 10 items. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 1 and 3. Punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There's no application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution of $9,635.22 to United Healthcare. And let me read this tiny print. The state won't file charges of burglary of a building and attempted burglary of a building that are referenced within the case material of this cause number. Defendant will give full and truthful information about co-defendant Michael Almendarez to include all related conduct. And it cuts off. So what is it supposed to say?
All related conduct surrounding this cause, as well as both of those burglary incidents.
Is that the agreement, defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, did you understand that to be the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There be 260 hours of community service restitution. And you are going to a substance abuse treatment facility of your choosing. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to count one of the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Count three, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, Your Honor.
State, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
Yes, Your Honor, we offer State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. For the record, the court previously received State's Exhibits 1 and attachments by email. It is a large amount or voluminous amount of documents. The court reviewed those prior to them being admitted, which the court never does, but because the documents were so voluminous, the court did. Is there any objections to the court having viewed the documents before they were admitted? Mr. Goss?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. Thornburg, I'm sure
No.
you don't have any objections.
Right. They just would not attach. I couldn't split them and they wouldn't attach and we were having some issues. So our IT just said email them. So this is the reason you got them that way.
Okay. Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Brenda, it is truly a Monday on a Wednesday. All right. Ms. Garcia, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state was going to be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there would be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has previously reviewed State's Exhibits 1 and attachments without objections. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of count 1 and count 3 in the indictment. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. I think that that's appropriate. I would just like to address the drug rehabilitation that my client is currently in,
Yes.
and what's going on with that, because I think it's both the state and the defense's wish that you allow her to continue with the treatment that she's in, just as a condition of her probation.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I've sent you an email and CC'd the defense with the name and contact information of the facility that she has been involved with, and that they wanted her to continue with. And then I reviewed that, and I'm also in agreement that I would urge that she be ordered to fulfill that requirement with the same treatment facility.
Okay, just one moment. Let me open my email.
And for the record, it's Precision Recovery and Precision Medicine,
Yes.
located at 140 Heimer Road, Suite 750 in San Antonio.
Okay, and so how long is the program?
Well, Your Honor, the program can be up to 4 years. My client has been enrolled. She's actually been in treatment for the last couple of weeks. We've been in contact with the treatment provider, who said that she is doing everything that she needs to be doing. And he believes that with her continued treatment and the continued treatment regimen, that she will be fine. And, this whole case is about drug addiction. And she was with a guy who is obviously, you see on the plea paperwork, who is her co-defendant. She did a lot of things that she should not have done.
Is this an inpatient treatment program?
It is an outpatient. She currently is employed, and we'd like to keep her employment. But
Where is she
she is.
working?
Michelle, what is the name of the place that you're at?
Westover Hills Family Health of South Texas.
Westover Hills.
Okay, so we have money being stolen from, someone in the medical field. And she's
That's
still
correct.
working at a medical facility.
Your Honor,
And
I
am
will
I the
say
only
that-
one
that
who
her-
sees? Am I the only one who sees that there's an issue with her when what I'm being told is that I guess drugs were readily available for her at a medical facility, and she's still working at a medical
Your Honor,
facility?
Your Honor, she is not. The drug that she had difficulty with is not a drug that's available in any medical facility. We're talking about methamphetamine, street drugs. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that her boss, who is a doctor, is very aware of all of these charges. In fact, has secured the legal representation for her, understands the issues that she's had. We're talking about events that occurred back in 2017. She has not had any other problems, or 2016 actually. She has not had any other problems or any other issues in that intervening time. She is no longer the person that she was then. She is committed to treatment. She has her bosses, or the doctors that she works for, they're fully aware of the charges. They are intimately aware of the charges, and they are requesting that she is allowed to remain on probation and continue
Mr.
her
Goss,
recovery.
I understand what you're saying, but sometimes people don't see things. Like I just had someone on here today who's a drug user, and somebody's letting her babysit a child. Let's go off the record for a moment. Mr. Justin Rivas, if you'll go to breakout room number 1. And Deanna, thank you for popping in. If you could go to number 1 as well, please. All right, this is what we're going to do, because I need more information, because I don't, honestly, I know everybody's telling me that defense, I know your position, that it's okay for her to continue to work at Westover State. I'm assuming you have no problem with her continue to work at Westover.
No, my understanding is, like I said, her boss is familiar with the case.
We're good. We're good. Yeah.
And because of his familiarity with it and his willingness to keep her on, I mean, her offense with me is a financial crime where she secured, as you reviewed the steps, I mean, she falsified a bunch of records and secured a surgery for her boyfriend that he wasn't entitled to, in a hospital stay, and a bunch of things like that. So if her boss wants to keep her on knowing that, and that provides her gainful employment, and she is not going to violate in any way her probation and not pick up any new number ones or do anything, then I don't personally have an objection to that. If they were unaware that she had falsified medical records in the past or something like that, then I would be either asking for her not to maintain that employment, or for her to be giving notification to her employer and proof to us that there was that notification. But my understanding is that that he's been very on board with all of this and is very aware. So
okay, I tell you what, this is what I want. If somebody can give me documentation from her employer showing that he's aware of this and he's okay with her working there, then I will let that continue. So defense, how long would it take for you to get that documentation?
By the end of the day.
All right, if you all want to come back at 2, then, and I'll sentence her at 2, but I want that documentation so I can be assured that there won't be any issues.
And Your Honor, I'm going to be in Bernie with some victims at 2 o'clock. I have some victim interviews in Bernie from 2 to 5.
Okay, do you think there will be another prosecutor that will stand in?
If one of the court prosecutors from CTD are going to be available in the afternoon docket, then that would definitely work.
All right, let's just go on. Let's just get this briefly on the record. Brenda, if we can go back on the record. All right, for the record, the court has expressed some concerns with the defendant remaining to work in the medical field. Defense has informed the court that the defendant's employer is aware of these charges. It has been supportive and wants her to continue to work there. The state has informed, She's lost connection. It's Monday, Brenna. All right, as soon as Brenna comes back, we'll put that on the record.
Or Your Honor, if you wanted to make the condition of probation right now while we're doing this, she maintain gainful employment and that it be with the knowledge of her employer, and then just make that the condition of probation where she has to provide that to probation.
And I'd rather have it up front beforehand, because sometimes I discovered that things get lost.
Okay.
Just 1 second. Okay, everyone, it is truly a Monday on a Wednesday. So the court reporter is trying to zoom back in. There's something that happened with connection.
Judge, on a very minor matter, on a due to this technological pause, Michael Solano had requested a PR bond, and so we're going to abandon that request.
Okay, all righty then. And is Mr. Solano here?
He was in a breakout room that you sent us to.
All right, he's in breakout room number 4. Can you go to breakout room number 4 and have him come out, and then we'll take care of your matter right now.
We'll do that.
Yay, everyone, Brenda is back. Let's not all attack her as once.
Why does that always happen?
I know. But Brenda, you're like a mom. You just come in now. Everybody is rushing to you. Mom.
All right. All I heard was back on the record.
All right. So we're back on the record. And the defense has informed me that his client works at a medical facility, that her employer is aware of these charges and are okay with her continuing to work there. The state has informed the court that they believe that her employer is aware of this. And as long as her employer is aware of her criminal charges, that they are okay with the defendant working in the medical facility. The court is requesting, and the defense counsel has informed the court that they will be able to have a letter to the court by 2 p.m. today. And at that time, the court will proceed with sentencing after the court has received that letter. And is there any objection from the state that the defense will email that letter to the court?
No objection, Your Honor.
And the state has informed me that she has another out of county hearing. Will there be any objection from defense that another attorney stand in just for sentencing?
No objection to that.
All right. And state, was there anything else you would want to say towards sentencing?
No, Your Honor. Just the terms of the plea bargain as stated there.
Okay. And the court is inclined to follow the plea bargain agreement as presented, but the court wants that documentation. The other question I have that was not included in your plea bargain agreement, is it the intent of both parties that the counts will run concurrently?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, for purposes of probation, and if there is a revocation, for purposes of sentencing as well, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, with that, we'll go off the record and.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Can I just add one thing or just get confirmation? I want to make sure that the letter's right the first time. So what exactly is the information that you need? Like,
I want him to know that, I want him to write in the letter that he's aware of these two charges and put those charges in the letter. And that knowing that he approves of her working at the facility with him. But I want it to be clear that if she ends up leaving that employment and going to a different facility, that facility also will have to provide a letter for that to be approved by the court.
yes, Your Honor. And we do appreciate it. The fact that she's going to be now a convicted felon, this will probably be the only place she could work if she leaves the facility. So I think I think the idea is that she's going to stay here, stay where she is. And I will get that information to the court as soon as I can. And then I'll be back here at 2 with my client to finish the sentencing.
Thank you. And it will be the same Zoom. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. It's Monday on a Wednesday.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure, no problem. All right. Mr. Solano, could you unmute yourself, please? You had filed a motion, requested a PR bond. Your attorney is waiving that motion, so that motion will be dropped. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Norman, can you let them know that 16G can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Kevin Stryker, did you have a chance to speak with the court coordinator?
Thank you for doing that. Very productive. So yes, I was able to talk to Diana, and she said that they would, if we can get the felony resolved, so if we can get that 30-day reset, for me to talk to her, his attorney, Ms. Muniz, that she is confident that they could grant an exception and not have to have the misdemeanors resolved. So those things that I was worried about that might take a little longer, the Missouri County cases, sounds like that might not interfere. And so, so as long as we get that felony next days, then we can my information.
All right, can you have your client come out of breakout room number 1, please? Mr. Stryker, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 1. If you can have him removed from that room.
Yes, Judge, I'll do it right now.
Yeah. And it looks like the last plea we're gonna be able to take up is Annette Zavala. And then after that, guys, we're gonna break for lunch.
Thank you.
We're gonna come back with a Wednesday frame of mind, and everything is gonna be like it's Wednesday again. So as soon as they come back with Mr. Rivas out of breakout room number 1, then Mr. Bartolome will take up your client.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you for your patience.
It's a virtue, isn't it, Judge?
That's what they say. And you know, they say that you're always put in situations to improve any type of character flaws. So if you don't have patience, you're put in situations where you can, gain patience. So I think there are a lot of people who needed that work today. So I think we've done a good job with being patient. Right, Brenna? Yeah.
Judge, before you start, is there a Ramsey Gonzalez out here?
Yeah, sure.
Can you go to breakout room 2? I sent you an invite so I can get you sworn in really quick.
All right, I'm gonna send him to 3.
3?
So
Okay.
it'll be easier for him to go.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Judge, I wore cargo pants today to fit all the patients in these pockets.
That is awesome, but you know what? I'm disappointed in you, Hunter, because I didn't see you spreading it out to people and putting in the chat box, hey, anybody need some patience? I got some extra.
I'm pretty possessive of it.
All right, I think it's taking Mr. Stryker a long time to get Mr. Rivas out of the breakout room. All right. We're going to start with you, Mr. Bartolome, but let me forewarn everybody, if he's able to get Mr. Rivas talked out of the breakout room, I'm going to do a short little interruption so I can give them some instructions. So who's the parties on Zavala? Who's the prosecutor?
I can do it, Judge.
Okay, who said I can do it?
Tom.
All right, Mr. Stryker, are you having problems getting Mr. Rivas out of the breakout room?
No, he was I don't know why he.
All right, Rebecca, Mr. Rivas is still on probation. What I want him to do is I want him to have some NA meetings. He needs to go there once a week, and then we'll do the referral to felony drug court, but we're going to reset it in a month. Mr. Stryker, is that enough time for you, a month? And we lost Mr. Stryker.
So are we also going to take care of the motion to revoke at that time in a month? Because,
yes.
Okay, so I'll wait till the motion to revoke to do the felony drug court, so that way we can make sure there's no pending anything.
Okay, all right, awesome. And if we can just get him out of the breakout room. Norma, can you go to breakout room number 1, please? And if you can go to number 1 and give Mr. Rivas a month reset date, please. Oh, and then just like that, he's able to leave the breakout room. Who knew? All right. Court is calling 2021 CR 2982B, State of Texas versus Annette Zavala. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Nisbet.
For the defense?
Edward Bartolome, behalf of Ms. Zavala. She's on bond, Your Honor, ready and present.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections, state or defense?
No objection from the defense, Your Honor.
Mrs. Zavala, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case? And did you review it with your client?
I have and we have, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Zavala, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we are proceeding on the lesser included of less than a gram and on an attempt of less than a gram. So a class A misdemeanor.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor. It's our understanding of the reduction, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
State is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempted possession of a controlled substance, penalty 1, less than 1 gram. That's a class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is anywhere up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
She has, Your Honor, and we've thoroughly discussed the case and possible defenses, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I believe she does, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe she is, and I believe she was, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempted possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, $200 fine, recommend deferred adjudication, and $57 to San Antonio Police Department for drug testing. Did you understand that was the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It's our understanding of the agreement, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
Not at this time, Your Honor, not of the offer.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years and there be a TAP evaluation. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense is charged, then to the offense of possession, attempted possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
No, Your Honor, it was no contest, Your Honor, I believe. It's what she blocked in the box.
All right, Ms. Zavala, are you pleading no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea. State,
State Office Exhibit 1 and attachments.
any objections?
They've been reviewed. No objection, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court finds there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor. Ask the court to waive PSI.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client would like the court to follow the plea bargain agreement. I've talked with her about the case, Your Honor, and about her situation. She'd asked the court to grant her deferred adjudication. Outpatient treatment is recommended, Your Honor, in this particular case. And I believe she's a member of the NA community already, Judge.
All right, Ms. Zavala, who is Mark Anthony Marino?
He is my friend.
All right, is he your boyfriend or
No,
was he your boyfriend?
No, ma'am. He is truly just a friend. He's a gay, in the gay community.
Okay. All right. Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am. Through Texas Personnel.
Doing what?
Catering.
All right. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to a $200 fine that will be probated, 2 years deferred adjudication, restitution of $57 to San Antonio Police Department, no contact with Mark Anthony Marino.
Yes, ma'am.
Proof of employment within 15 days.
Yes, ma'am.
No employment as a home health care provider or in any occupation that involves minors. UA hotline for 2 months. If negative UAs, then it will switch to regular UAs. Regular Zoom reporting or in person. And 80 hours of community service restitution, or you can pay $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank. Rebecca, is there anything else she needs?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Zavala, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, next I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. I'll send you to breakout room number 1.
May I join her as well, Your Honor?
Yes, and then after that, you are all excused.
Thank you for your
Thank
patience
you,
and
Your Honor.
consideration, Your Honor.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Everyone, the court is taking its break.
Judge, it looks like Mr. Rivas was back. Did you want to tell him
Yes.
his court date? I thought I saw
Norman?
him on here. Yeah.
Can we recall Mr. Rivas back in 1 month, please? 30 days?
Yes, I gave it to his attorney, Judge, it's June 30th.
All right, so Mr. Rivas, we're going to be back on June 30th. Everyone, I'm going to stop live stream. I have another meeting to attend. This will be the same link for 2 p.m.